Here we are, Sample Sunday once again. And here's one from Donner Pass Whisky. It is a Filey Bay Yorkshire single malt, bottled at 46% alcohol by volume, non-chill filtered and not colored, between 4 and 5 years old, so it just says 4 or 5 years. First fill ex bourbon, so it's aged in first fill ex bourbon casks. So I'm gonna give this a try. 46%. That is the lowest ABV sample that I have on my desk here. It's always a good idea to start with the lowest and move to the highest when you're having a flight. Have some water here. Have some oat cakes. And let's give this a try. Sheeting action. Trails of droplets. Right away I get some of that caramel, toffee and vanilla that you kind of expect from a first fill bourbon cask or bourbon barrel. The former contents will have some influence on the flavor of this, but it's only 4 or 5 years old, so it's going to be quite young. It may still be quite spirit driven rather than cask driven. I'm getting a bit of the wood, just a bit. Tiny bit of mint. The mint might be coming from the rye component of the bourbon that used to be in the barrel. Could be. Getting a bit of oak tannins here. So the barrels that this was aged in still had a lot to give. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of that vanilla note as well. A little bit malty, but not excessively so. It appears to be that on the nose, at least, this is quite well balanced between the cask and the spirit itself in terms of the influence on the final product. Would more time in a barrel be necessary? I don't know if they were tired, if the barrels were more tired, perhaps. Maybe the 4 to 5 year old Filey Bay is okay. Smells all right, if a little bit understated. Have another sip of water first. But yes, and I have a spoon just to try drops of water in it. But we'll first try it out neat. We've got about 35 mils here. It's young. It's exuberant. I'm getting a lot more of the malt on the palate than I am on the nose. It's youthful. It's got a lot of zing going down to it. It's not. It hasn't settled down at all. It's young. It's got. As I predicted, it's well balanced between the cask and the spirit. That was just the first sip. This style of maturation was my favorite back when I first started getting into single malts. It has a slippery, alkaline mouthfeel. It has a lot of oak. It has a lot of vanilla. It has a lot of caramel, toffee, butterscotch, that kind of thing. And an alcohol bite. It's tingly. It's also somewhat astringent. My mouth is getting dry. Medium finish. It's almost chewy, if that makes any sense. I'm going to add just a little bit of water, see what that does to it. I think that improves the nose. Brings up more of the vanilla, a little bit of cotton candy. A bit of water doesn't really change anything, except it brings out more of the oak tannins. Brings out more of the oak tannins from onto the palate. It's still, oh, yeah, brings out cotton candy and vanilla on the palate as well. Much more so than before, and the oak tannins are not as strong now on the palate after I've added the water. I think adding a bit of water improves it, at least on the palate and on the nose. It's still youthful. A bit of ginger in there with the oak. A little bit of honey maybe too. No, not so much. That's a secondary note or a background. Would I recommend it? I think I would have to have more time with it, like have a whole bottle. But There are many whiskeys like this. Young whiskeys. Young, strong whiskeys. I think cask strength version of this, excuse me, would be over the top. There are better ones, probably, for your money, but it's a data point. It's something to try. Cheers.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.